Hey there, it's Nathalie. Welcome to my studio. Okay, I've been working with some of my painty paper towels. I love to collect those from when we have our art classes. And I saw this 6-way book, journal on Yana's crafting. And I thought, I think I'll make one of these. I think I'm only going to make one. Anyway, it was pretty fun to do, a little time consuming. And so I've got 3 videos, 3 parts, and I'll show you how to make the signatures, how to make the blocks, how to make it this way and that way. This is just too much fun. And also I'm going to have, in my Teachable, I'll have coming up pretty soon, projects to do with all your painty paper towels. Either if you collect them or if you make your own. They're too much fun. This came from my parents' estate. It's standard weight for drawing, and it's 18 by 12, and it's just got a nice kind of vintage patina to it. I'm going to take 3 sheets at a time, but you could, depending on what you want to do, you could just do 1 sheet at a time. Move this out of the way. I've got my paper cutter. I see that page is bent down. So I'm going to cut them, because they're 18, I'm going to cut them in half, which is going to give me 9 inches. And that's going to be for the main signatures. So this will give me 3 sheets in a signature, like that. And then I'm going to take this piece, and it's because it's 12 wide, I'm going to cut it 6. This is the one that I cut 9 inches wide. So this is for the main body of the book. I'm going to line them up, fold them in half. So that's going to be the main part of the book. And then the sheets that are the half sheet, I'm going to fold that in half. Let me move this out of the way. Fold this in half. Give it a good crease. Then we'll have a signature going that way. Or that way. I'm going to go fold papers and then we'll continue. I have my signatures cut. There's 3 pages in each signature. There are 5 going this way and 5 going this way. So when I turn it around, they're like that. Now they're not stitched together yet. And so the kind of the configuration is going to be, there's 5 of these with 3 pages in each of the little sections. That's called a signature. And they'll go this way. And this one, with these folds will face together. Then this will flip. And here's 5 more signatures with the spines to the middle. 5 more signatures. My next step is stitching them together. Okay, the next thing I want to do is make a template for my holes for creating my signatures. So I've just taken a piece of paper that's the same width, the 9 inches of this, and I'm just going to fold it in half. You can do this, you can measure and all that stuff if you want to. We're going to come in from this end, we're going to come in 1/2 inch and make a mark. And the same thing here, and make a mark, 1/2 inch. Let me go ahead and do it on both sides, make sure that's even. There, like that. And there. And now, because I'm a cheater, let me go ahead and mark this middle. And I'm just going to do 5 holes. You could do 7 if you wanted to. But because I'm a cheater and lazy and all that good stuff, I'm just going to fold this, match that little 1/2 inch mark, see right there, to the middle, like that. Again, you could measure with a ruler, or you can do this. Match, match. And here comes the cat. Ta-dum-ta-dum, go on. There she goes. All right. And so I want to go ahead and mark that in that crease that I made there, and I'm going to repeat this for the other one, for the shorter book. So, I mean the shorter signatures. So that's going to be my mark. This one is the same. The process is going to be the same. It's the same width, like that. So I'm going to fold it in half. Already done that. And then I'm going to mark it at a 1/2 inch in. You do not have to mark both sides of this. I'm not sure why I did that, but you don't have to. All you need is marks on one side of the paper. All right, I'm going to even these up as best as I can. There goes the cat again. I've got these little clips. They don't have to be these clips, but they won't leave much of a mark. And hold these together. And then I'm going to use my template like so. And I'm just going to mark across with my pen. I'm going to use a pencil this time instead of using my pen. And there's not any particular reason, but, and I want to make sure that all the signatures get marked. You can do this from the inside if you want to, you know, fold it and pierce it from the inside. I found that this works better for me. Okay, let me double check and make sure everybody has a mark on them. And there's only going to be 5 signatures in each block, in each section. So I'm going to repeat this with all the other, with the big signatures and the small ones. My signatures are marked, and I've got these little piercing tools. There's several different kinds. You can even use a T-pin if you want to. Let me put this on. And some foam core. So these came from the Dollar Tree. This came in a little kit that I got from Tuesday Morning or someplace like that. Same thing with this one. I'm not sure where I got those too. I'm going to use the ones that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. And because I'm working on this, that's the reason I've got 2 pieces of foam core, because I don't want to dull my point. So I'm going to open this out. And let me zoom in just a little bit. And I am stacking these, close it to me. So I picked it up like this, closing it like this, and I'm putting it on top of the one that I just did previously. And I'll do the same thing. Open this one, poke it, and then close it and put it on top of this stack. Is that completely necessary at this point? Very possibly not. All right, I'm going to start off with a really loose knot and a little bit of a tail. About like that. Let me see if you can see that. Like that. And I've got a nice length of string. I'm going to start in the back of the first signature. And so I'm just going to weave this back and forth, in and out. So there's my little loose knot whoop, there's my little loose knot right there. See if I can, I've got this zoomed in, so see if I can stay in the frame for you. we go. Get that popped through. All right, now for the section with the loose knot. So I want to run my needle into that knot. And then I'm going to pull this up snug. Tighten that little knot a little bit. Then I can still pull this through. Get my next signature that's on my stack. I've got them stacked in order. So now I'm going to go from, repeat this process, I'm going to go in. Now this is where it gets a little bit more, it's not really tricky, just a little bit more stuff that you need to pay attention to. So, pull through, and then I'm going to go under this thread, get that one out of the way so you can see, under that thread that just went here, and then under this one, so it catches in that little section right there, and then back into the same hole that I just came out of. And then pull that up, not too tight, just kind of snug. Turn this over, go back into the middle hole from the inside. Pull that through. Under the thread, pull through. Under the thread again, going up and back into the same hole. Make sure I'm snug, and I am. All right, so we are at the end. So now I'm going to do the same thing except from the opposite side. Get the next signature, but I need to snug, I need to snug this in. So what I'm going to do, go under this thread, pull up, but instead of going into this hole of the second signature, I'm going to go into the last hole of the third signature. There we go, just like that. Then repeat it. So you can see where that's holding that in place right there. And then this time, instead of going under this thread, we're not doing that. We're going to go underneath this stitch in between these two, the first two signatures right there, like that. And if you need to use a curved needle, you can use a curved needle. It might make it a little bit easier. Get me a little bit of a tangle there. Get that knot out before it gets firm in there. All right, and so I've got that underneath this loop between these the first two signatures. Now I'm going to go back into that hole that I just came out of. And you can see I've got some slack in here, like right here. So I want to go ahead and pull that up. Tighten that up before I move on. Now pull down. All right, and so I'm going to repeat that. So I'll come out this hole, then put the needle and the thread between these two signatures, back into this hole, out this hole, between the two signatures, back into this hole, and then I'll come back to you whenever I get down to here. Okay. I've just come out of this last hole. It's not the last signature, but let me go ahead and show you. So I've come out of the last hole. Let me come between the first two signatures. come up, and I'm not going to go back into this hole. Now we get the next signature, because it's signature number 4. Kind of snug that up. There we go. Now repeat. So this time, instead of coming between signatures 1 and 2, you're going to come between 2 and 3. Just like that. And go back into that hole. There we go. And then just keep going down this way, going between 2 and 3, between those in that gap. We're at the last signature and the last stitch. And so I'm going to go under. Let me pull this string out of the way so you can see. Between the next to the last. I go under. And it's not going to go back up and through. I'm going to go under one more time. Loop this around. Go between that signature. One more time, loop that so I got a good nice loop on there, and now I'm going to tie this off with just an overhand knot or a square knot, and this is going to have a piece of fabric over it. I'm going to glue this and then have some fabric over it, so this is probably as snug as I need to make this. I have another video that has Coptic stitching in it, and you can go and watch that. I'll put the link in the description box below. There we go. Now I can trim this off, and we'll move on to the next step. I have my signatures all finished, and my next step is to put some fabric. So I've cut 2 at 9 and 4 at 6 inches, a little over. So I'm just going to take one of my, let me use one of the little ones. Not for any good reason, and then just some regular glue. This is part 1 of 3 videos, so the next one is going to be about assembling the covers and putting the book together. So, and then we'll be decorating the covers also. So be sure you come back for the other videos. I'll put all the information in the description box below. And be sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for watching. If you stayed with me this long, I'll see you in the next video. And I don't want this fabric to stick to my signature right here. So I'm going to prop this up and let it dry like this. But not right here.